kinds of bitches up in here.
Hey, what did I tell you about disrespecting my Nubian princess?
Peace out.
With disrespect, you. Oh my God. The mother of Mecca is right here before me. Do my eyes not deceive me, or am I looking at the goddess Isis herself? Can you do me a favor, my brown skin angel? Can you tap that white girl for me? My milk of magnesia. Oh, after the devil made you, he broke the mold. Well, maybe you and I could make a little jungle fever.
Let's yap about it. Yeah. Let's yap about it. Yap about it podcast. Yeah. Starring Raw Bass. Let's yap about it. Yeah. Let's yap about it. Let's yap about it. Yeah. Let's yap. Let go. Yeah. Let's yap about it. We in the mix. Fit too savage. Let's yap about it. Live with Raw Bass. Let's yap about it. Let's yap about it. Bit too savage, savage like music.
We are back for another episode, man. We definitely here. Oh yeah. We definitely back, man. Listen, I just wanted to get y'all through this storm. You know, definitely the temperature's dropping. It's 30 degrees outside. God damn, it's cold in the motherfucker outside. But nonetheless, man, we inside. You know, I call this the pre-pandemic, like we were back in 2022 and 23 and what have you. But now we're here. Man, it's been a funny day. Looking at this situation, and I wanted to bring it to a head because it's been going on. This case, nobody's really talking about it, but I want to talk about this specific thing tonight because this is a prime textbook example of what not to do, especially when you fell from grace so hard. You 1 minute you on top of the world, and then the next minute you on the bottom of the barrel, and you putting yourself in an uncompromisable position. This is for a lot of young guys, for us to be able to gather around, and a lot of us older men to understand the significance about what we do. This is episode 2, Sherrone Moore, Michigan scandal or simp. We definitely gonna be asking some questions tonight. But without further ado, I definitely want to get into it tonight. And I want us to have a gentleman's conversation. Also, ladies, if you want to join in on this, by all means, we want you to join in too. If you want to chime in on tonight's conversation, the link is definitely going to be in the chat because I'm going to get ready to put that in there now. So, you know, everybody has their opinion. You can definitely come up here, grab your opinion, give your perspective on this, because I think that this is a serious conversation that we need to have today. And I'm going to be doing a few breakdowns of some important key points tonight for us to understand and for us to be able to grow with, you know, from the future. Sometimes common sense ain't common. One of the biggest things that I learned over the lifetime of growing up and maturing is not letting your dick be your killer. So, so I definitely want to get into tonight's conversation and really have a real mature conversation about this, because this is something that I don't think that we don't fully understand when it comes to this thing called life. And when I say this thing called life, it plays an important part on who we are as men and as we are as women. So let's get down to the business right now. Welcome to the Let's Yap About It podcast. We are changing the world one conversation at a time. I'm Robert Higgins, your host for tonight's program. Please subscribe, share, and hit the like button to let us know we appreciate you for tuning in. The conversation we're going to have tonight is tough, but nonetheless, we want to spark the brain, we want to entertain, and most of all, explain in detail about what we're yapping about. And make no mistake about it, I want to introduce you to something, man. Listen, we sipping tonight. We want to have some fun. It's going to be some roasting going on. Yes, there's going to be some roasting going on at the end of the day, but I want us to learn from this too. I want to send a special shout out. I want to send a special shout out to Bombay Vodka, one of the best vodkas out. Hey, listen to me. If you haven't tried it, I want you to go over there and I want you to grab you some as quickly as possible. If you can get to a store, or if you haven't been to a store, I'm just giving you a recommendation on something. And it's one of the good vodkas out there. Shout out to Bombay Vodka. This is what I'm sipping on right now, so y'all can understand. Listen, the lavender lemon, and I got the Bombay vodka. I call it the Bombay Bomb. Now, I want you to understand this live stream conversation is brought in part to you by Bombay Lemon Infused Vodka and the drink I like to call it the Bombay Bomb, which is made with lemon infused vodka with lavender lemon on crushed ice with a lemon twist. Sweet and sour that'll make any happy hour a place to be at. Bombay Vodka, the mixed drink of choice when it comes to the Let's Chat About It podcast. And I want y'all to do me a favor. Please think before you drink and do it responsibly. So let's get to it. I want to talk tonight and I want to take us through this so we can understand the significance behind what we do. Okay? I'm going to take us back and I'm going to set the tone to this situation. Check this out. That man that you see there, Sherrone Moore, head coach of Michigan football, one of the top coaches that took over and brought it back to prominence. He had one of the highest of the highs. I remember his speech of him being able to accomplish what he's accomplished, especially being a black coach. I definitely applaud him and respected him for him contributing to everything in the NCAA and paving the way and for us to understand a new way of coaching. Make no mistake about it, he was at the highest of his highs. But then it turned to the lowest of the lows. And I want you to understand the significance about who he is. I want to take us back. And I also want to bring up this important point, and this has to be understood, that with him, you have her. This young lady right here. She's the talk of the town. She's the mysterious woman, but she is not the main person in this. The person that was contributing to this whole situation is not just her, but it's also somebody else involved. But I want you to understand, and I'm talking to you young brothers out here, I want you to understand, I'm looking at the camera as I say this. You have to understand that when you make a choice, you have to pick it and you have to stick with it. Did he choose his family? At some point he did. But did he choose her? At some point he did. But I want you to understand the significance about this next person. And I really want you to view and see exactly the look on this particular person's face that's been involved in it all. Also with the children. Check this out. As you see that woman right there, she's staring directly into that camera. That look at those eyes. I want you to zoom in and I want you to look at him. You see him over there? That's him smiling. That's his lawyer smiling. See, this dude needs to understand the significance about smiling, and especially at the wrong time, and laughing in the wrong time in the wrong place. She ain't all smiles. That's his wife. That's the person that's caught up in this whole situation. That's the person that's standing by his side. And I'm talking about in a moment of a level of embarrassment that you've never heard of. But tonight I'm going to explain this fully and how this comes full circle. And I want you to understand the significance about choosing bullshit over real shit. We're going to roast his ass tonight. We're going to roast his ass. I want to say this, and I want to get back to this, and I want us to understand the significant part about putting yourself at risk. And when I say putting yourself at risk, meaning putting everybody else, not just yourself, but putting everybody else in the process at risk, even your career. But I want to get to it. This man was armed with kitchen scissors and a handful of butter knives, a celebrated college football only hours after being fired. Forces his way into an apartment of a staffer. That's the young lady that you've seen he's been having an affair with. As the situation spiraled, he uttered a chilling phrase that would soon be all over the news. My blood is on your hands. This is the shocking story of Sherrone Moore, the former head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, a man whose life and career imploded like a skyscraper, collapsing into its own footprint. It's a story of jealousy, betrayal, a fall from grace, so fast it's like a speeding car hitting a brick wall. We'll walk through this timeline for the moment for the relationship and look at the serious criminal charges, because he is facing serious criminal charges, the ongoing court proceedings and the allegations that have sent shockwaves through one of the college's most storied programs, leaving it as a scramble, as an overturned anthill. And I want to break this down. To really get deep how full this is, you have to understand the heights of Sherrone Moore had reached. Before December in 2025, Moore's name was synonymous with success and everything. After taking over the legendary program, he wasn't just a coach, he was a key architect of his dominance, right? He joined the staff in about 2018, quickly rose up in the ranks from the tight ends to coach offensive coordinator, where he built an offensive line that was like a fortress. I got to give him his props. I told you we're going to give him his props, but we also going to get on his ass too. He won the Sherrone Moore Award for the nation's best 2 years running. He was the man that took the reins from Jim Harbaugh, becoming the 21st head coach in the program's history. I want you to understand this. His career looked like a highlight reel, but under the surface, a secret was festering like a hidden fault line, ready to split the ground open and tear down everything that he had built. I want young guys and I want men that are in the corporate world to understand something, because I'm going to introduce a term to tonight. According to reports, Moore was involved in an inappropriate relationship with a female staff member, and it lasted for a number of years. While the affair remained hidden from the public, it was a ticking time bomb. See, it's only a matter of time for whatever comes from the dark is going to definitely come to the light that will ultimately shatter his carefully constructed empire. The end of this and how it unraveled, the end came at a light speed, right? On December 10th, 2025, this man, it was crazy. The university's response was immediately when they found out about the relationship. The official statement pointed to credible evidence on an inappropriate relationship. So he was risking his career already behind something that he didn't understand the significance of professionalism. I want to break up this point. I want to bring this point to a head. A lot of times when you get into high, and I'm saying high respectfully, when you get into high programs and you start getting into these places where you're going into the upper echelon of COs and CFOs and different positions, you're looked at in a totally different space from a person that's just an ordinary worker. There are people that have what we call boundaries, and we have places to where they won't go and play with you when you're doing this type of stuff. And what it does is it brings a unnecessary shedded light on a program or even a corporate aspected program for them to do what? To get rid of you at a moment's notice because they don't want that type of reputation. If you notice and you pay attention, and I wanna give some game to the young dudes because they really don't understand this. Even if you are an entrepreneur and you have billions of dollars on the table, in certain cultures and in certain religions, they won't even deal with you if you're disrespectful to your family. And I'm being real about this because you don't understand of what you put yourself at risk in, because your reputation is everything. And if you have any type of value to your family, if you are any type of value to anybody of what you're building something, your legacy is based on your character too and your behavior. You don't understand that that could be a potential building block for you to be able to put other people in position. That's what a lot of people don't understand. That's what a lot of brothers don't understand. You don't understand that people are watching you. When you're in these high positions, there's some other people that will use you as a stepping stone to get where they need to be. I'm being honest with you. You don't understand that there are opportunists waiting in the shadows. They lurking. They waiting on you specifically to fuck up so that they can come in and they can leverage themselves. Like I told you a long time ago at the big off of the McDonald's lawsuit, and also dealing with Ray Kroc and how he dealt business. Business is war. And if you don't understand that business is war, you're going to get your ass handed to you in these corporate situations because you don't understand the importance and value of reputation. I'm saying this to say this, and I want to take my time, and I really want us to gather some information and be able to have this conversation. And when I say an intellectual conversation, for us to not to be stupid, but to understand that you got to have in these type of situations, you got to have dick discipline and you got to have penis principles. Why? Having your sexual morality intact limits the attack a person can have on you by using leverage to step on you to succeed. I want you to understand that and let that soak in for just a few moments. Having sexual morality intact limits the attack a person can have on you by using it as leverage to step on you to succeed. I've been in these corporate settings. I've seen how females function. I've seen how the males function. See, you think that you just getting some sex, and these women are getting granted opportunities. We just got through seeing Miss Taylor on behalf of Fox News leveraging herself in text messages. And I'm not here to beat up on the women, but I want men to understand the importance of family. I want you to understand the importance of having that foundation of family, because when nobody else is around and when the smoke settles and the dust clear, them are only going to be the people that support you in the long run if you've built that foundation of respect around them. But I also want to say this. When you're able to curb your sexual appetite, right, it keeps you out of harm's way and granted more opportunities and blessings. You just heard me talk about a lot of people that be in these powerful positions and they get themselves caught up, and the embarrassment is just not on the father. The embarrassment is just not on the man, but it's also on the family too. Because your last name is supposed to mean something, but you don't want your name to be remembered in the history books for the negative. You want to have some positive. But I want to bring this to a head too. The things that come at you the most are the things you haven't conquered yet. And traditionally, right now in 2026, we see people that are overly sexualized. And a lot of people, and I'm talking to the young boys and I'm talking to these young bulls, a lot of them don't understand that every woman that comes in front of you, you're not supposed to be fucking her. I have to say that because there is nobody saying that. There is no black media teaching etiquette. There's no media teaching our young boys and our young girls self-respect. And the reason why I'm talking about it now is because we're talking about a man that was at the height of his career, fell to the bottom. Are we gonna roast him? Yeah, we're gonna roast him just a little bit later though. But I really want to get into this part too, and I really want us to get this part, and this is one of the most important things. I want you to understand that there have been several black men that were in powerful positions. One of them, and this might be a shock to you, has paid out more to white women than he ever has to an HBCU. His name is Bill Cosby. Most people will say, well, what the hell are you talking about? No, I've done the research. This man has paid out more to white women than he ever has to a HBCU. You have to understand that when you're in position of power, wealth, and influence, that there are people that are not going to get you on the front end, but they'll definitely get your ass on the back end. And I'm being honest and I'm being real about it because there is a point and a level of what you must understand about life. And I want to say this to the young brothers too. In 2026, if you married, I'd advise you to stay put. I'd advise you to respect I'm talking about everything that's around you because affairs in 2026 cost too damn much. I'm just being real. It costs too goddamn much to cheat. And I'm going to tell you this. Stick to the script. Stay silent. Stick to the script and stay silent. There are going to be so many people that come at you in different areas to catch you up in scandals, to catch you up in blackmail you, just like this situation that has came out overhand. Now, since then, he's been through this. The very same day he lost his job, Moore's personal crisis just didn't spiral there. It nosedived into a terrifying confrontation. According to police reports, Moore went to the staffer's house. The woman was on the phone with her lawyer, who later told police that they could hear screaming as Moore allegedly broke in. Once inside, Moore reportedly grabbed kitchen scissors and several butter knives, threatened to take his own life. It was in that moment of rage and desperation that he spoke the words that defined his own downfall. "My blood is on your hands." A 911 call was placed, and when police arrived at Pittsfield Township Apartments, Sherrone Moore, the once Golden coach, was arrested. Now, I'm finna be real and the most real I could ever be in this conversation. And I want to ask this question tonight. I really want y'all to be honest with me. Does Sherrone Moore have the mind of a sociopath? There are a lot of things in plain view about him, especially with his demeanor. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about as far as him being in court today. Being in court a couple of days ago. This is my opinion of what happened. See, the scandal had hit the fan already about him being fired. So what he tried to do was take the heat off himself. So what he did was he took his dumb ass over there to her house, and what he thought was, in a typical fashion, he was going to basically create a chaotic and a hostile environment. So what he did was he said, in my mind, I'm going to go to her house, I'm going to break in, and I'm going to basically keep her silent by us being able to work together. I'm going to work my jelly in this situation, cause a chaos and calamity, and knowing that he thinks that this white girl was going to be able to say, "Oh my goodness, no, don't do that. Please, no, don't kill yourself. I'm going to be there with you." It backfired. She did exactly what she was supposed to do as a white girl. And you know what that was? Call the goddamn police. I'm telling you. She did it backfired on him. And then what it ended up happening was when they had that conversation of him actually trying to act like he was going to kill himself, that woman called the authorities and got his ass right up out that house. So then not only did you suffer the embarrassment of being on TV about that, now you suffering on the TV about a whole nother situation that you acting like you about to kill yourself. Do I think he's a sociopath to a certain extent? Absolutely. Absolutely. There is not nobody that has ever been caught in the history. And I'm saying got caught, whether it's a black woman, white girl, snow bunny, whatever the hell you want to call it. You're going to go through all of that trouble to try to get the heat off of you. That is what you call the definition of a sociopath. Yeah, so what, man? You got caught. sticking your torpedo in something that you ain't have no business. Yeah, you employed her on your staff. Yes, you created the situation. Yes, this is all your fault. Sometimes you get served a shit sandwich. You just gotta eat it. And in this situation, he took his dumb ass over there, got that girl into a whole bunch of drama, and then guess what? It ended up just making him on a higher level of embarrassment than he was. He ended up getting his dumb ass sent to jail. And guess what? While he was in jail, he was singing that Deborah Cox song. I'm being honest because nobody else gonna talk about this. See, we got people that always want to choose the side of wrong, but when we gonna choose the side of right? And the reason why I'm saying choose the side of right, because this right here and the look that that woman gave into that camera is like she's gonna cook his ass. She is looking in that camera like, as soon as this blows over, and what brother, and listen, I'm talking to you brothers right now that are married, especially you celebrity guys, and I hope this reaches, because common sense ain't common. Sometimes a woman already knows what you're doing before you do it. Sometimes she's already setting up the precursor to her exit to you, and you don't even know it. Sometimes you don't even realize that they'll go through that whole process with you, and you'll think that you have somebody solid, but that's the thing that they know about you, that they're hoping that you stay, that that particular woman stays solid, and when she does stay solid, she's going to crush your spirits at a moment's notice when you think that you got her all in on your program. See, she's just not thinking about herself. She's thinking about them children. She's just not thinking about them children. She's thinking about her reputation. She's not just thinking about her reputation. She's thinking about the money aspect and the value of what you put yourself into for this side bitch. You got to understand this. That woman looked in that camera. She's going to break him. After all this is over with, that woman is going to go on talk shows. That woman is going to write a book. She's going to do everything to benefit of what she's going to lose in half or possibly even more at this point, depending on where they got married. He may have to pay alimony, not just child support. And then actually in some states, in which you got to realize, and you can't be stupid, is that sometimes when you cheat in these places, that they have different laws in place to make or break your ass, especially when it comes to infidelity. Do I think he deserves what he got coming to him? Absolutely. I don't feel sorry for his ass. Nothing. Listen, you pay for it. Sometimes affairs cost. It may cost you a little. It may cost you a lot, but it's definitely going to cost you. And the reason why I'm asking y'all, and like I say, if y'all want to comment on this particular matter, listen, the link is in the chat. Y'all can come up here. You don't even have to show your face, but we can definitely have this conversation. I believe he's a sociopath. Sometimes when you take the loss, you just got to take the loss. Sometimes when you get caught up in situations, you just have to be accepting of it. That's what makes a man. Guess what? A woman will deal with you more if you can actually tell the truth than you sit there and lie about the little dumb shit. I'm going to say this. I've been caught up in some situations. My name was on the T page. But guess what? At the end of the day, like the black sun, I rise. Oh, yeah. I've been, listen to me. Thanks. Shout out to my boy Provide Any Means, man. Listen to me. Man, anything that happens in the world, I've got eyes, I've got ears to what's going on out here in this world. And guess what? My name was on that page. They had my name wrong for the first part. Had my name wrong. Second, this was the killing part about it. Had my name wrong, had where I'm from wrong, and third, about who I was dealing with. But at the end of the day, I can stand the test of time because I'm dope in real life. I don't live on the fucking internet. And that's the problem with a lot of us. We get a lot of our influences on these type of situations. And the reason why I call him a simp is because he couldn't be accepted of the fact that he fucked up and he just had to just deal with it. And I'm being honest. There is not, I'm talking to you. I want to talk to the brothers right now. If a woman gives you an out, take the out. sometimes karma can come back at you and hit you in the face, and it could be unexpected, but sometimes they may not even know what's going on. Have I been a cheater at one time? Yes, I have. Yes, I've done that. But leaving the other person in a bad feeling, that's not cool. And I'm gonna tell you from a personal experience, my karma hit me so much and so hard at once that I did not see it coming. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when my mother was going through what she was going through, and me being assistant to who she was, um, you know, my karma came in an unexpected way, where I was actually treating my mom's to getting her nails and feet done at the nail shop. And who would think the same person that I cheated with would be in that same nail shop and didn't even know who I was? That's what you got to understand. Sometimes life can punch you dead in your face and you not know it. And then there has to be a humbling factor about yourself as a man to realize the things that you do. And sometimes your past can come back and creep up on you. Yes, it can come back and creep up on you at some point in time. But sometimes it's a reminder to stay focused and to stay on top of your game. Thank God she didn't know who I was. I knew exactly who she was. Married, gone on, was having a kid, and what have you. That was a reminder of what I possibly could have been at some point in time. But it cost me my relationship. But I can stand before you and stand the test of time and say, yeah, it was completely my fault. You know what I'm saying? I can thank Nextel Chirpy Chirp for getting my ass in a situation that I wasn't prepared for. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm saying this to say this, and I really want us to understand. The reason why I'm calling him a sociopath is because of what you see as far as that smile on his face. I want you to take a look at that smile. Check the smile out. You see him? That situation in itself is no laughing matter because this is worldwide. This is one of the hottest topics out. Besides that, now check this out. The Indiana NCAA football team won the championship, but guess what? It's getting overshadowed by some bullshit. This right here is the standout thing. Not them winning the championship, but this at this point. But I want to show you something. I want to show you looking at exactly how he was and his demeanor. And that's why I told you about being a sociopath. Look at his demeanor when his lawyer was speaking from him. Look at the smirk on his face. This ain't no fucking laughing matter. But check this out.
Good afternoon. I'm Ellen Michaels, counsel for Sherrone Moore. Mr. Moore is innocent of these charges. Today, on behalf of Mr. Moore, we filed a motion to quash the arrest warrant and dismiss the complaint. We've requested that this court grant a Franks hearing because this warrant was issued based on false and misleading statements presented as fact. We're confident the truth will come out in court under oath. Mr. Moore and his family respectfully ask for your privacy. Thank you.
Can you tell us, sir?
In this case, that the arrest should be quashed. What? The arrest is not valid, and any evidence taken or received as a result of that arrest should be quashed and suppressed. And also, we are asking that the complaint be dismissed. It's our belief, and you can read it in the motion, that without these misleading statements and omissions, there would be no probable cause for these charges. The motion's on file. You can read it.
So
Have a great day.
She said that this man was innocent. And we know damn well this man was guilty. Man, this man is guilty as hell. And the thing is, even in this situation, he's still looking for a way out. And I really want you to understand why. This case has become tabled. I'm talking about all with accusations, legal maneuvering, and personal tragedy. But I really want you to understand how this gets deeper. Just when the story seemed to be tragic but contained dispute, it was like throwing gasoline on fire, because I want you to understand, exploding into like a full blown scandal of not just this woman, but a whole bunch of other stuff going on behind the scenes. Just recently, this month, a wide receiver by the name of Anthony Simpson, who had transferred from UMass from the 2020-25 season, made an explosive claim on social media in a series of now deleted posts. And I want you to understand something. Once you delete a post, people still screenshot it. It is still in the database. Simpson alleged that he was denied playing time, not because of his performance, but because other players and staff were blackmailing Coach Moore over his affair. I just got through saying just a few minutes ago that when you're in these high positions, you're being watched. See, body language, everything. See, you don't have to see. Communication is also nonverbal. So they could see the whole little ramblings and the little insides and the innuendos of what was going on in the situation. And one thing I got to say about a black man, and I got to say this, we be sloppy as hell. And we be honest. We be sloppy as hell when it comes to dealing with certain women. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we like them. A lot of times we get very, very comfortable with these type of women, and they get very, very comfortable. And when I say comfortable, to the point to where they're all hanky-panky with each other, all footsies and all that type of stuff. And you let your guard down and you get too goddamn comfortable. But one thing I learned from a woman is don't you ever in your life get comfortable. Now check this out. Simpson wrote, "I was treated unfairly due to Sherrone Moore being blackmailed by players and staff members, which jeopardized my opportunity to get on the field." He claimed that he was one of the fastest players out there on the team, improved it in practice, but still was denied a fair shot. The allegations point a picture of a program rotten from the inside, where a player's silence about coach's secrets became a form of currency more valuable than on-the-field talent. But I want to say this, on top of that, another bizarre allegation that came out about the OnlyFans model, about she claimed Moore had previously offered her Michigan season tickets in exchange for a meeting. You know what I'm saying? While these claims are separate from a criminal case, they add to another chaotic brushstroke to the portrait of a man whose personal life was just spiraling out of control long before his arrest. See, there are people that'll deal with you on the front end and will destroy you on the back end. That's why when you have millions of dollars at stake, Shannon Sharp, Tiger Woods, all these type of guys, Bill Cosby, that have put themselves in powerful positions, you cannot understand that one of the key things that I've ever understood in life is you have to respect power. Power can hurt people. Power can kill people. Power can destroy people's psyche, and it can destroy their lives at a moment's notice. So you must understand that with power comes great responsibility. I know that sounds cliche and it came out of a Marvel, out of Spider-Man, but it is a serious thing that you got to understand about power. And when you have power, you have to harness it. And some people want power just for the sake of having power. You know why? Because whatever demons that they haven't conquered in their life, they want to be able to exercise that and to utilize that to their full advantage. That's why this game of life is called chess, not checkers. You have to understand that the moves that you make not only affect you, but affect other pieces on the chessboard. So when you move and foul, guess what? Everything else is going to be fouled abroad across your chessboard. So when you come into these prominent programs, there's a key thing that I want to introduce y'all to. And I think a lot of this plays into it too. And I'm not trying to make this a racial thing, but I want us to get in depth about it. This thing called xenocentrism, the opposite of ethnocentrism, a preference for foreign cultures over one's own, which can sometimes lead to a fetishization of a misunderstood adoption of cultural practices. And I want you to understand, when he was in that program, that Michigan program is predominantly white. So the thing is, in his psyche, he probably felt that he had made it. But you got to understand, you are of them, but you're not one of them. So a lot of times what they might be doing on the side may not necessarily constitute for you to be able to be doing on the forefront just like they do. So you have to set yourself apart from everybody else, because sometimes they'll purposely set you up to have you as a backup for their downfalls. See, most brothers don't be thinking like that. So you be thinking with your dickhead. You can't let your dick be your killer. That's why you have to guard your reputation. You have to guard who's around you. You have to guard that with your life, because at the end of the day, one accusation can destroy your life. You have to be mentally aware of it. You have to keep your head on the swivel, because if you don't, somebody's gonna knock your head off. I'm gonna give you a prime example, and I want to talk about this. I got partners that done had side babies and marriages and relationships and everything. They stopped coming around. I was like, why? You ain't the first one that done had a side baby, and you ain't the last one that's gonna have a side baby. Man, this shit has been going on since the beginning of time. This ain't nothing new. But you ain't got to be embarrassed. At the end of the day, if you had a baby, you had a baby. So what? At the end of the day, be responsible for it. Take care of it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you fucked up. Yeah, you put yourself in an uncompromisable position. Yes, we gonna learn from it. Yeah. Hey, man, sometimes you got to be a textbook example of what not to do. And that's okay. But at the end of the day, as long as you learn from it and you respect the game of what it is, and it may cost you a little bit, it may cost you a lot, but it's going to definitely cost you, accept it, because it is what it is. I want to say this. The fallout from Sherrone Moore's firing has been massive. To restore stability, the University of Michigan hired veteran Kyle Whittingham from Utah to take over the program. Whittingham, known for his steady leadership, we seen was the right choice for the Wolverines out of this turbulent period, right? The story of Sherrone Moore is a modern tragedy. It's a stark reminder of exactly of what not to do, of how you can have a celebrated career built brick by brick over years, and it can be turned into rubble with a single day, and how personal integrity is the foundation of any professional success. What started as a hidden affair ended up being a public spectacle of criminal charges. A team-wide scandal has created this whole drama. Those final words, "my blood is on your hands," now hangs over this entire saga, not just as an accusation, but as a summary, as a destruction left in its wake. I'm going to ask this question. What do you think the story says about the culture of major college sports? Let me know your thoughts. And I want y'all to basically, after this show is over, man, give your opinion on it. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we got to get to a point to where we must know that as black men, that we're on the clock for any and everything that we do. And everybody's got eyes on us in the front of us, and they got eyes in the distance to watch our every move. This coach right now is on the hot seat, not just for his reputation, but also for his family. Do you not understand the significance of what that woman has to bear? I don't give a damn if she's white or black. And let me say this, and you might not like what I'm about to say. Black women bear more most of the time than white women. Can we be honest? Can we be honest? A lot of times, black women know exactly what you're doing, especially in 2025, bro. 2026, they know exactly what you're doing. They know how you're moving. They're not dumb. They're not stupid. But sometimes they become accepting of the fact. But when that moment comes and that day of reckoning comes, can you be honest? Can you be real? Because this man put his family at risk. And for him to be able to face these allegations along with his wife seriously still standing by his side says a lot about her character. But that look that she gave in that camera, she's all business. She ain't playing around with him. And at the end of the day, she's thinking about this. Think about this, of how this is going on consistently in her mind. Am I going to stay with him? Am I going to be able to brunt the level of embarrassment? Or am I going to go ahead and separate, get away from this negative situation? Am I going to be able to put myself in the best position possible? How hard is it going to be? Because if she stayed faithful in this marriage, which makes it even worse for him, depending on where he stays and the state laws, favor a person that is honorable in their marriage, boy, you in worlds of trouble. And you in worlds of trouble because you don't understand of how your reputation will forever be tarnished. A public spectacle, a public embarrassment. So you have to understand that when you do things like how he's done things, is he going to be accepting to the fact, or is he going to reject the acceptance of his wrongdoing and be able to move forward from it? That's the question. And I want to say this, and it really, really makes me get into it. He had his day in court. But do you really think he's remorseful? Do you really think that at the end of the day, he's more sorry because of the embarrassment of his family, or is he more shameful of that he got caught? And if y'all want to drop and y'all want to have a conversation about this, man, listen, this is just my opinion. And I think that this is a perfect example of what not to do, especially when you're in a position of power as a black man. And do I believe in kicking a man while he's down? No, I don't. But if he's by my foot, hey, man, sometimes these situations have to go on, and for us to understand the importance and the value of who we are as men and who we are as far as being influences in the culture, in the community. Yeah, we shouldn't be talking about this right now. We should be talking about his accomplishments and him going forward, but we not. You know why? Because he was selfish at some point. Yeah, selfish at some point. But was it worth it? That's the next question that I ask. Was it worth it? Y'all chime in. Y'all let me know. I want to bring this up, man, and I want to bring this up on the Rob Report, and I really want us to understand about some things later on. But I definitely want to send some special love over to Ed Hennings CO. Listen to me. If you ever get a chance, go over to edhenningsco.com. If you're an ILA worker in the Houston area, go over there, shop. You're going to get $50 off your workbook purchase. DM me or email me at that email at the bottom for the product code, and you definitely going to get you some savings over there. Shout out to Ed Hennings, man, doing some big things, making some moves across the board. I also want to send some special love to pandemoniumclothingclub.com. Listen, if you use the word podcast, you're going to get yourself 10% off your purchase. Listen, these hats are worn by Jeff T, Queens Flip, Rashad McCants, Dave East, Mano, Westside Gun, Benny the Butcher. The list goes on, man. Listen, great quality hats made. I'm talking about a 10. I've worn them. You've seen me wear them. I've actually got them on some of my shorts on my profile. You've seen me out and about. I rock the hats, man. Pandemonium Clothing Club, one of the best quality hats out there. Some exclusive stuff that you can get, man. Y'all go over there. Y'all support the movement. Pandemonium, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go support the movement. I want to say this, and I want to get to this part, right? And this is real. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because me and my mother had a conversation about this. The Rob Report, don't let your dick be your killing. The reason you can't let your dick be your killing is because you can get your ass sunk out here. Make no mistake about it. You can get your ass sunk out here. And the reason why you can get your ass sunk out here is because a lot of people are waiting. A lot of people are trained to go after certain people that have certain weaknesses and certain chinks in their armor, especially when it comes to their sexual prowess. I'm going to talk to you, brothers. A lot of times, you might not say this in front of your friends. You might not say this in front of your family. But a lot of times, you regret some of the people that you've dealt with in your life. Sometimes you don't understand who's who out in this world, not just from a physical aspect, but from a spiritual aspect. Sometimes people can come in your life to purposely destroy it. There are people out here that are moles. There are people out here that are incels to destroy who you are as a person. As we can see, and I'm going to use this as a prime textbook example. I love Corey Holcomb, funny guy. But all of this is steamrolling right now for him to be able to lay exactly who he is. He is who he say he is when he says who he is. He hasn't denied the fact. However, it still can be used as leverage against you. And by him being in this situation that he's in now, look at what's happened. The whole Anton Daniels situation. Now he's talking about suing. Then you have this situation of where the footage then came out. You're being watched 24 hours a day. And if you got even a little bit of money, a nickel over a dollar, somebody's trying to take that nickel and possibly 75 cents from you at the same time too. So to any brother that's out here, that's maintaining, to any brother that's climbed up in the ranks, to any brother that has made the necessary sacrifices to put himself in position, you cannot let your dick be your killer. Listen, shout out to y'all, man. You already know who it is. It's Rob the Prob. You know what I'm saying? Back at you again. You know, I have to definitely do the Rob report because the Rob report is something that we got to understand that is a important part that you can pass along with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So y'all take that. But I also wanted to drive this point home too. If you want something out of life, you're going to have to deny yourself of a lot of things, and you got to practice that with fasting. If you can deny yourself food when you're hungry, that'll set you up and prepare you in future areas to be able to know to, hey man, to avoid all of these type of situations at hand completely. There are a lot of men out here that have won over things, but they haven't conquered things. There's a difference in the two. When you win over something, it's a possibility that it can come back and beat you. But when you conquer something, you dominate it. That means you press it anytime it comes up against you, you're already prepared to be able to destroy it anytime it comes your way. So put yourself in the best position possible. And don't ever, ever, ever sacrifice family, because family over everything is one of the most important things that you could ever have. So don't ever disrespect the foundation of family, because at the end of the day, it may be the only thing that's with you at the end of the day. Black Rob Report.
One more time, baby.
Listen, I want to send a special shout out to comedian Black Ron. I've definitely got on his lives. He always shows love. You know what I'm saying? An honorable man. He was just on Real Life Street Stars, giving his perspective about a lot of things. He has a high Black consciousness. He has a high Black consciousness in order for us to propel ourselves into the next level. I really respect him as a man. I respect him as an OG. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, comedian Black Ron, who does a lot behind the scenes that you don't know about and shows love to the community. Oh, yeah. He shows a lot of love to the community. And how I've gotten so much of my wisdom is being able to be behind the scenes with some of these people that are on the forefront. As a comedian, he's legendary. You know what I mean? And so I listen to a lot of the guys that have come up in the ranks so that I can understand that if I reach my pinnacle, that I know how to maneuver. I know how to sacrifice. I know how to do all of these things, and I'm already prepared for stardom. But shout out to comedian Black Ron, man. Listen to me. Go over to his page. He has a lot of things going on over there. And also pay attention to his YouTube page, man. Anytime he's in his comedic fashion, that he's all over the United States of America, man. Support him. He's definitely one of the greats to do it. He's definitely legendary. Shout out to him. But yeah, man, I want us to understand this situation, man. Don't let yourself get put in these situations, man, to where it embarrasses your family, embarrasses yourself, man. You don't deserve that, bro. Your family don't deserve that. If you got your family, stick with it, because that's the only thing you're supposed to have. If you built this family to where it's at, why would you want to destroy it? And why would you want to destroy the reputation of who you are as a man? Because at the end of the day, once you start fucking up, nobody's going to respect you at the end of the day. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? There's no media talking about stuff like this. There is no media really giving the true essence and the true facts of how this shit goes on. But That was just my words, man. I just want to thank y'all, man, for definitely joining me tonight, man. I just wanted to get y'all through the storm a little bit and just give you some food for thought. And these conversations are for you to have with your kids. These conversations are for you to have with your teenage boys and your teenage girls so that they can understand how the world really works, not from an emotional standpoint, but from a logical standpoint. So definitely y'all tap in, man. Listen. Check out the past episode that I just did. Like, subscribe. Listen, I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. You know what I'm saying? I don't be tripping about nothing. If y'all ever want to come up here and y'all want to join in on the conversation, man, come on up here. I do not mind. I do not mind. Like, subscribe, comment, share. I want to thank y'all for joining tonight's broadcast, man. But before we go, I'd like to thank you. And if I came up in your feed and you stopped to take a peek in, then come in, join the conversation, and comment down below. Well, we came to an end, so tell a friend and let the conversation begin. So until the next time, we got a lot to yap about. And remember this, from the words of my mother, a national treasure, the ninth wonder of the world: do not let your dick be your killing. But before we go, man, I got a fire-ass track from my boy Asteroid, H-Town's finest. Man, one of the best to ever do it. Man, he's cold on that microphone. Y'all check this track out. Y'all run the streaming numbers up over at Spotify. Y'all run them numbers up on every streaming platform, YouTube, everywhere. Go across the globe with this shit. Definitely check him out. The song is called One of One by Asteroid. We out.
Alright, now this feel like one of them ones. I ain't been with you, and maybe that's why I'm acting up. Or it could be this liquor that's making us go and speak in tongues. But baby, I got this vision, you gotta see it, trust. I've been in rooms with Misses before we grew in love. I ain't just super on stitching, but let me knock on wood. Cause I feel like that little engine who really said he could. From the stars to your hood, heart to heart, now we got a lot, guess it's understood. She said la vie, you a moment of time, that's more than me. Might just catch me and vibe and flow the keys. Girl, you sexy and fine, I wanna feast. Now tell me what's your favorite station. I'm trying to know all your ins and out, no infiltration. The way that you caught my eye just like a pin location. Never seen how to focus, never broke the patience. Management on my own, it's like I need a crisis. Baby, she ain't too long, I like to keep it patient. Baby, I'm still alone, I like to cheat the dates. So run it up, my love, you had me stuck like I have nowhere to go. And I really messed up, no bringing me down, I'm trapped in a rabbit's hole. So listen here, Alice, I want to enter your wonderland, and I'm wondering if you'll give me another chance to dance under the strobe lights and hold tight like a cold night. Matter of warm vibes, branding love bites in a smooth ride. Just wanna go long ways, what's the wrong way? I ain't never need no side, it's always me and my muse and this pretty bitty on my eyes. And I can defy the time and space to see my one true love. My pretty little mistress is a miracle from the one that's up above. But a minute, don't fuck this up. Kinda dizzy, I'm losing blood. Don't go like, what's the rush? Put it on me to make me hush. You the only one in this club that can make my black ass blush. Cause you know I got a crush. This my 7th can. Crush my piece of candy. Crush like what the fuck? Bittersweet feeling. Throwing up from lust. Don't get it.
One more time, baby.